Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. You're watching Market Wrap with me, Yatin Mota. What a day it has been for the markets, a complete yo-yo ride, and post-lunch we were down and about in trade. But at the fag end, last 30 minutes of trade, we have seen a sharp pullback in the markets. So good show for the Nifty. Ended on an average lower by nearly 9 points, but we closed about that 10,650 mark. If you talk about the gainers, we had the likes of Sun Pharmaceuticals, Bajaj Finance, Tata Motors, Tata Consultancy Services, all of these heavyweights gaining significantly in trade. And Bajaj Finance, after the earnings came out, moved above that 2,500 rupee mark, 2.5% higher for that one. ITC also is another stock which is moving well in trade. HCL Technologies ahead of the earnings was looking good, 1% up for that one. And also we had select names like Hero MotoCorp and ICICI Bank gaining. What was lagging in trade were the likes of Yes Bank, L&T, HDFC post the earnings was down 1.5%. Reliance Industries, that's a heavyweight. Which is probably holding the 1,200 mark, but 1.5% down for that one as well. HDFC Bank, also another stock on the heavyweight side, which was down almost 1.5%. But we have our markets editor, Neeraj Shah. He'll talk about the markets and probably Bajaj Finance as well, because you just had a word with the management. What were they talking about?
Yeah, would want to hear your thoughts as well as to what sense that you get from your conversations with dealers and fund managers, Yatin. Since you asked about Bajaj Finance, just a quick perspective there. Rajiv Jain sounded fairly confident about business growth momentum staying put. I believe the fear ahead of the numbers was that will he come out and cut the guidance of growth going ahead. Not only did he not cut the guidance in growth, he did not express any kind of reservation about the quality at which the growth is coming in as well. When prodded about whether he's gaining market share across key segments from other players, he said it would be too premature to comment. But he did mention that in the two-wheeler financing space, which a lot of people were circumspect about, Bajaj Finance has actually gained market share. So despite that, all of this gain and a standout in terms of the number of customers added, the new customers added, which is the highest that they've done in their history. And despite all of this, the asset quality remained largely stable, but for that small uptick in slippages, to which he alluded that ILNFS was one account which they had, of course, mentioned about at the end of Q2, but no other suspect accounts out there. So sounded confident. The market's probably taken heed of that because the stock was at a point of down 3%, and at about 2.5%. So that's on Bajaj Finance. The markets did reasonably well, I guess, earnings and maybe the mood improving a bit, but I don't know what kind of conversation you're gathering from your dealing room sources.
So, a lot of relief after the Cobra Post exposed. Of course, that was on DHFL. It's a news report, so you're not confirmed. But, the Adani Group stocks, India Bull Housing Finance, India Bull Real Estate, all of these stocks were probably breathing, some life after there was speculation that there would be some expose there, but nothing really happened there. So we have the likes of Adani Power, which gained almost 8% in trade. Adani Ports also, 6.5% higher is where it shut shop. Also, we have the likes of IDBI Bank, India Cement, all of these stocks in the mid-cap space gaining. What did not do well was, of course, Diwan Housing, 8% lower for that one. HEG continued its, its downturn. Dish TV, again, despite the management conference call in the morning, was down 10%. So the mood was quite mixed as far as the mid-cap end of the market was concerned. But we have Darshan, our head of research. He'll talk about what were the earnings, that he focused upon.
Yeah, so there were two important, at least from the Nifty side. HCL Tech will come out with numbers anytime. But Bajaj Finance, a strong set of numbers, even though there was a scare as far as slippages was concerned and the asset quality, which actually came up slightly from last time. The overall trend was positive. The NI growth was strong. The profit growth was strong. We spoke to the management. No cut in guidance. Extremely strong commentary that came in. Highest ever consolidated profits this time around. The AUM grows significantly, and the management in fact said that if things do well, they would upgrade it to next year. So positive cues coming in from Bajaj Finance. The counter ended up 5%. Inline set of numbers from HDFC totally. If you're looking at the revenue growth at almost 20%, profit was down. Revenue growth 20%, NI up 17%. Profit was down 60% because last time they had the base effect of the HDFC Life IPO. But overall, the commentary was good from the management. Non-individual loan book growth grew almost 9%. NIMs rose to almost 3.5%. So overall, strong commentary coming in from HDFC while the numbers were in line. And Bajaj Finance, the numbers were slightly better, but the commentary was extremely strong for the company.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Darshan. And we'll also talk about what really did the markets expert talk to Bloomberg Quint with respect to the outlook for the trading day tomorrow.
looking at the technically from a short-term perspective, and even I would say from a medium-term perspective, it shows that the upside seems to be capped, and there is, the moment the market bounces back, there's selling pressure, and the market's also awaiting some fresh triggers. So I would say that any pullback can be used as a shorting opportunity. So ideally, a good level is somewhere around 10,640, 10,650. That can be a good level to short, with a stop loss above 10,680 and a target of 10,570 on the downside.
So far, I think the momentum of this particular market has shifted from neutral to negative again, and probably a breach below 10,500 could accelerate the move.
Okay, so that's all we have for Market Wrap today on Bloomberg Quint. For more news and business updates, do log on to our website, bloombergquint.com.